a Tuesday?
Tuesdays were my best days when I first started, actually. Like during the day, like around like 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, I would sit in the bar and like drink red wine and smoke cigarettes and read a book. And like,
And what kind of guys come into a brothel?
nice guys at Sherry's. Like I think it depends on the place. Like, but
Because I see the caliber of guys that work that shop around on Figueroa Street.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
or here in Skid Row, it's even worse.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine what kind of guy would like. Yeah, I really can't even imagine what the guys are like out here.
And super dangerous too.
Yeah, but they're complete gentlemen, like at Sherry's.
So I think what you're doing is probably the top of the food chain of this kind of sex work.
I would say, yeah.
Maybe this or like a very high-end escort.
Yeah, I would say I'm like very lucky for that. It shouldn't be that way. Like I think we should all be able to be treated with respect. Like shouldn't be demonized or like treated like less of a human because you were in, you know, difficult circumstances and had to choose to sell your body. But yeah, no, a lot of ladies don't have working conditions like me. So like I would say we're probably top 1%.
Yeah, and it's a nice clean place and you're tested.
Yeah.
For everything all the time, right?
Made me very aware of like my sexual health because like I didn't even like know about safe sex till I worked at a brothel. That sounds really bad, but it's like true. My granny basically raised me, so nobody really gave me the talk. Like sex was talked about around me, like my mom would talk about it and stuff, but it was never like, I was never talked to about it, so it like created this like fascination.
So because you're working at this higher end level of sex worker, do you find, what emotions does this work bring up in you? Do you get depressed, do you get angry, do you feel disrespected sometimes, or do you not?
I can't really say that I ever do, honestly. I have before, like I did for sure, as in the strip clubs. I did at Bunny Ranch sometimes. More often than not, like I would say that everybody's so nice. Like honestly, like I would say that the best relationships I have are the ones that I've made at Sherry's, like with the clients and with the girls. Like it gave me a better relationship with women and with like men too, because like they just worship me, treat me like a princess.
How much is a session? What do you call it? A session? What do you call it?
Oh, a party. We call it partying.
A party?
Yeah, like book a party.
How much?
Yeah.
How much is it to party with you?
Well, it's I like to say between like 4 and 5 digits. It could be more than that. It could be less. Every lady's different. They make their own prices, but I'm not really at liberty to say specifics.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, so it's pricey.
Yeah. So you attract a higher end clientele.
Yes. Yeah. Like.
So that means the danger element is gone.
Yeah, there's not, I'd never feel in danger over there. Like I do feel in danger just like societally, like that maybe somebody could take out their anger on, you know, me or the ladies I work with just because we do the type of work we do. You know, there's like shootings and stuff that happen that don't get talked about. Not at the brothel, but like, you know, it's a thing that we worry about sometimes. So that's about the only thing that I could think of. Like I never fear a client individually. Like they're all super nice, and if I get a weird vibe, I just won't see them because I can practice discernment, which I'm thankful for that.
So you have the ability to say no if a guy chooses you?
Yeah.
Like I think the way it works, the way I saw it at the Bunny Ranch when I was there is a guy would come in and all the girls would line up in this like circular room, and he would, you know, everyone would introduce themselves and then he'd pick one.
Yeah.
And go off to the room, and that's that.
Yeah, it was a lineup house over there. Do you mind if I drink my water?
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm like nervous. Yeah, it was a lineup house.
You have the ability to say no if a guy picks you?
Yeah, so like if you don't want to see someone, which I very seldom do, as long as someone's nice, I'm like pretty cool with them. But like people are always like, oh, do you not see someone if they like look a certain way? And I'm like, no, I never don't see someone for that, but I won't see someone if they have an ugly personality. Like once in a blue moon, somebody might walk in and be like, not even disrespectful, but less than enthusiastic. And it's like, if you're gonna be with me in that way, I want you to like be happy about it. I want you to be excited for that, because like, I want you to value it, not feel ashamed, you know?
What's the hardest part of this job for you?
Keeping up, like I love being in contact with people the way that I am, but I would say just keeping up with like the logistics of it. People think it's like a easy job, but it's a lot of communication. It's a lot of like emailing. Like I'm so not on top of it lately. And just like, say I have like something going on in my personal life, or like my mental health is kind of like shaky, which is a great job for that also, because people are really understanding, but it's like I feel guilty that maybe I can't like connect with each and every person that like reaches out.
Me, like any sex worker that I'm interviewing, what I'm picking up is how difficult it must be to go spend whatever 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour with this guy who's more aggressive and maybe outgoing, and then the other guy's very quiet, and all these different personalities, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And you have to adapt for each different personality, and some of them can be wildly different, right?
Yeah, you do, and it like it's true, like what you said about it making, like it makes you very adaptable.
Yeah.
Like but to me that's kind of cool because it teaches you about like people and how to interact.
You can take those skills and do all kinds of different jobs.
All kind of things. I ask like my clients a lot of questions, like if they're lawyers, I'll be like, well, what is this like, or what is it like to do that, or what's this law mean, like so I try to like get some sort of like information out of it too.
How is this doing this kind of work and interacting with all these kind of men change your personality? Is it making you more outgoing, or?
I would say yeah, because I was very shy when I was younger. I was like so shy, honestly. And at different points in my life, even not when I was just like a kid, but like there's points when I'll just like be mentally ill and just revert back into myself. And it definitely has brought me out of my shell. It gave me a lot of confidence.
And what does your family think of this?
Well, my granny, she recently passed away. But she was actually very, very cool with it. She and I talked on the phone every single day, including while I was at the brothel. I'll be like, oh, Granny, my client sent me all kind of gifts. Or like, Granny, it's Ho Christmas. Like, I call it Ho Christmas when I get gifts. Just because, like, I don't know, I think it's funny. And I like to laugh at myself and, like, my life because it's hilarious. She was always very cool with it. Like, she knew that I was safe and that I was happy, and she knew that it helped me, like, really become sane and get my shit together and, like, be able to comfortably take care of myself. I think when I survived the pandemic on my own, like, she knew that, like, I was okay. And I think that's why, like, maybe the way things worked out that she passed away is because I was finally able to just, like, be self-sufficient and independent, and she knew that I was, like, cared for there. And so she was fine with it.
One of the nice things about doing your work at this level, you don't have pimps taking your money.
No, the house does take 50%, but to me that's like a small price to pay for safety. And like safety and discretion if you want it. Like I'm pretty open about what I do, but some ladies are not. Like they want to go have other careers, other lives and stuff, like you were saying. And so yeah, no, I think that it's kind of worth it. I think it's a little high sometimes, but also like, I don't know, it's like, can't really work safely anywhere else and do this type of job, so.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of job?
Favorite kind of job just in general?
No, John, trick.
Oh,
guy.
Someone who likes to like talk to me. I like to talk to people, like kind of like, I guess get to know like why people are the way they are, but also like someone who is just like interested in talking to me. Like I like to talk to my clients a lot, so anybody like that, really.
Do you think prostitution should be legalized?
I do think it should be legalized. Because I think that there's so many women like in every community and every place in the country and the world that like have to sell their body, and it's like they're demonized after that, and it's like they're outcast and marginalized, but they weren't really welcome in society anyways because of their circumstances, and I think it's really messed up. I think that like there would be a lot less like crimes committed, there would be a lot less murder, there would be a lot less human trafficking because it would like expose it,
Yeah.
And I just think that it would save people's lives, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure it would, yeah.
Definitely saved my life, and a lot of ladies like where I work would say that too.
When you were a young girl, did you have dreams of doing something with your life?
Yeah, definitely. I had too many. That's the thing. I could never really put my finger on exactly what I wanted to do. I used to tell my granny I wanted to like be a politician or be like president. I was a makeup artist, which I had dreamed of being when I was a kid, which was cool. But I did that when I was kind of young, and I wasn't like stable enough in my life to like really I got embarrassed because like my life circumstances were kind of, not the best. And I was a little unstable, like with just, my transportation, things like that. And so like it was just hard for me to like keep myself together. And at a certain point I was like, I'm not worthy to work here. And so I ended up just like leaving and having a mental breakdown and was in a mental hospital, all that fun stuff. So.
Do you think that maybe in some ways you're following in your mom's footsteps?
I didn't want to. Honestly, I did everything that I.
But she was a stripper. You
became
a stripper, and then it led to this.
She was an escort too. Whenever I was young, apparently, because my granny raised me. So like my granny told me that, and I even apologized to her because like that was kind of told to me. And then of course I'm a stupid little kid, and I was like shamed her about it. And I apologized to her. I was like, I'm really sorry if I ever shamed you for like, telling your body like there's nothing wrong with that. But we're different for different reasons. But yeah, no, we're almost twins for one, and we're almost like exactly the same person, but it's like we have a different heart. Like that's what my granny would say is just like I'm a lot more like soft-hearted, I guess. But yeah, no, it's ironic because it was everything that I like didn't want to become. But it's like everybody that I ever had the audacity to like judge, I ended up like walking in their shoes, maybe as like a lesson or something.
So do you feel any shame about what you do?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all, no. I feel like I give love, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. And these people give me love too, so it's like, the only thing I feel ashamed about is that I have better situations to work in than like every other woman who has to do this type of work. But yeah, no, I really don't. I don't feel like I do anything manipulative or wrong in any way.
Right. Have you been in love before?
I have. I feel like I fall in love really frequently, and I fall in love like really hard and fast. So I can say like I pretty much love everybody, which is weird, but and maybe that's a cliche answer. But I love my clients. Like I truly like can say that I love them.
Because the caliber is a little
yeah, I love
high
them.
end. There's probably a chance that you actually might
Yeah, I do.
connect with somebody, right?
I do. I connect with them. I love them. I was really happy to go back to the brothel after my granny died because like the support that I don't have like anywhere else in my life, like I got at the brothel. I got so many people reach out to me and like be like, Max, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. No one else reached out to me like from like say like my hometown really. They might have like reached out to me on the low or whatever, but like no one really like, I don't know, was there for me in the way like the girls at the brothel were, and like the clients too. Like they're just so sweet. So I love them. I really do. Had a couple like boyfriends that I love, but it never really worked out.
Is it hard meeting guys outside of this circle that you're in?
Well, I don't really try
because
to.
of the work you do?
I mean, I don't really try to, but I wouldn't say it is. I would say that actually like my love life improved once I started doing sex
It's almost
work.
like I think there's a fascination among men, all kinds of men, with girls that do what you do.
Yeah, it is.
They
It's
may
almost
not
like a novelty, but then
They may not want to admit it, but they're fascinated with the wild girl that's doing this crazy thing that's forbidden and wrong and judged, you know, harshly,
like,
but they're fascinated by it.
It is, yeah, it is kind of fascinating.
So it makes
I was
you more desirable,
fascinated by
sure.
it too. Like I was
They
like
won't
kind
admit
of
it,
drawn
but
to it.
you're more desirable because of this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because like, yeah, it's almost like we're like a novelty, but then it's like almost like they expect me personally. I can't speak for everybody else, but like me personally, they expect me to be wilder than I am. 'Cause I'm pretty vanilla. I'm actually like very boring. I dress like a boy a lot of the time. I'm like, you know, just not really like a super sexual person unless I'm like, you know, being at work and being sexual. I'm actually celibate outside of the brothel. Like I don't have sex at all. Yeah.
And I can imagine that one of these guys, if he has the ability to accept your life, it could be a really beautiful relationship.
Yeah, I have had like.
That's a hard ask.
It is a hard ask, but I don't know. I don't think it is though, because like, if I love somebody, like for no reason, they give me nothing. Like they don't give me money. They're not making sure that I'm supported the way my clients are. Like my clients show me they love me by like making sure that they invest in my interests. They buy me things so I can learn things. You know, anything I want to learn, like I'll put it on my wish list or say I want to do this or that. Like my clients will get me that because they want to see me develop my skills and like get into things that I'm interested in and like see me grow as a person.
You see, your story about your clients is such a drastic, extreme difference from what I see with the girls on Figueroa.
It's so different.
Who are picking up these guys that are just like creeps.
Just trash, yeah.
Just creeps that you wouldn't trust any female to step in the car with.
Yeah, cowardly. I mean, I hate to say that. Like,
well, they're
gonna come for me, but like, whatever.
They're unstable. They're dangerous.
They are dangerous.
It's just like, I'm horrified to see.
And they're in normal like life. Like that's the thing that freaks me out about it is that they're like people that are integrated in society. Like these women are not allowed to be part of society, but these depraved individuals are who would go and hurt a woman or go and pay a woman $30 for a blowjob. Like how sad. You know what I mean? But these are the people that go home to their wives. I don't know, the people at the brothel, they're, at least at Sherry's specifically, they're so much different. They're so much different, and it's like really crazy to see like the range that there is out there.
Is this kind of work for, like, can any girl do it, or do you have to be a special kind of woman to do it?
I mean, I think anyone could do it. I didn't want to do it. I definitely wasn't the type of girl that would have thought that I would end up doing this. I was real shy. I didn't like even have sex with the lights on before I started working
really?
at brothel.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like real shy, which is stupid, but yeah. Now I'm like more comfortable with myself and just people in general. But yeah, no, I think anyone could do it. I was in marching band. I was like a complete nerd, still am. So yeah, I think anyone could do it if they were in circumstances that kind of like required that. Cause like I did kind of have to get pushed into it, like by like just like life getting too much.
And the money is good?
Yeah, the money is amazing.
Yeah, so that it would be hard for you to just walk away from this, right?
It would be, yeah. I can't imagine like not having home money.
Getting a job at Nordstrom's.
Yeah, it would be difficult. I did work at Dillard's whenever I was younger, and I liked it, but when I worked at Mac. But yeah, it would be super difficult. Nowhere would ever like compare. Like, it just wouldn't be the same. And also I liked it too, so like that'd be difficult to leave behind, like my sense of like family that I have over there.
And rather than saying it impedes your, hurts your life in some way, it actually seems to boost your self-esteem and make you feel good about yourself.
It has, yeah, it definitely has. I think it definitely depends on like where you do it, because I don't think...
So you mentioned mental health a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, how has this job impacted that?
I think it's significantly improved it. So like for instance, where I work at now, when I started there, I'd shaved my head and like gotten like kind of overweight. Like I had gained a bunch of weight very rapidly because my mental health was in a bad place, and so I just cut off all my hair, and like I don't know, I just kind of like morphed into a person that I didn't recognize, because I guess I was trying to like, I don't know what I was trying to do. I just wasn't really all the way sane. I couldn't really talk, and I was just trying to like maybe show people like to like back up, or like not like look at me like that, you know, because like, you know, there have been situations when I wasn't respected, like I wasn't treated well, you know, even just in life, not just in the sex industry, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I did that, and then working at Sherry's, like I remember I couldn't look at anybody in the eyes. Girls would like tell me hi, and I just think that they were being nice to me, and I don't know, it ended up like really making me feel like valued as a person, and like my boss really liked me, and I figured out I could trust her and trust all the ladies I work with, and I blossomed into like a different person, the same person, but like a stronger version of a person that I kind of like recognized from when I was younger.
There's such a stigma to sex, especially in the United States, that people that do any kind of sex work
they're gross.
They're judged harshly.
Yeah, but I'm so vanilla, like compared to most people. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know real estate agents that are like super freaks, and almost no one I know that's a square or whatever uses protection. So like, I know I didn't ever before I worked in a brothel. I didn't even know about that.
And drugs, alcohol, or things for you currently?
I drink a little bit at work sometimes. I don't drink very much now, especially after the pandemic, because like I don't like hangovers. But I'll drink, like they only give us 6 shots of alcohol a day, so it's 6 1-ounce shots, and they have to be spaced out an hour apart. So like I might like have a glass of wine, and if I go in the bungalow, they'll give me 2 shots.
So they encourage you to drink?
They don't encourage you to drink. A lot of girls don't drink, actually. A lot of girls don't drink at all. But I can kind of meter drinking. It's never been a problem for me. Drugs were a problem for me when I was younger. For like short periods though, because I would just go all the way crazy. And it made me more assertive though.
It did?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Do you have friends? Like friends outside of this?
I would say that like friends in the business, like they're my best friends. They're really the only friends I have, and my neighbors. I'm friends with all my neighbors, which is really sweet and cute. But like, it's kind of weird because they all know I'm a sex worker. Like they know I'm a prostitute, and they're just like all like. There's a couple of them that even were like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell my kid when they're old enough that like you did what you did, and like that you were a really nice lady, like so that they understand not to judge people." So I have like friends like that, but most of the friends I've made are through the brothel. But they're like the best friends I've ever had. Never had better friends.
And because it's legal in Vegas or in parts of Nevada, but even in Vegas, everyone knows that this is something that's legal just outside of town. That gives it a little more respectability.
Yeah.
You don't have to hang your head or hide your shame. You're like, I work a job. Just you do.
Yeah, I tell people, like, say a guy hits on me or whatever, I'll be like, I'm a sex worker. And they're like, excuse me? Like, what does that mean? And I'm like, a sex worker. And they're like, what? Excuse me? I don't understand. I'm like, a prostitute. Like, and then they're just like they can't believe that I just like said it like that. And then I'm just like, okay, well, have a nice day.
You tell them where to go.
Yeah, I do. I give them, so if a dude like asks me for my number, I give him my website. I'm like, here, let me write my website down for you. Like,
What have you learned about men or about human beings in doing this kind of work?
That like, I guess that some people didn't get the love that they need, but like,
Are a lot of your clients married?
a lot of them are, yeah. I learned a lot about human beings, and I learned a lot about like women, that like women, I don't know, a lot of women are like mean to each other, but where I work, they're not. Like, they're all friends. They genuinely like don't talk about each other. You've never seen like a better working environment anywhere, like even restaurant industry, any job. And so it's like I've learned.
The Bunny Ranch as well?
I wouldn't say that, no.
So
I would
just
say it was kind of
Sherry's
brutal.
has this nice group then.
Yeah, I think it's because Dina, our madam, she's a lady and she runs it, and she just don't put up with no BS. Like, she don't put up with no drama. She doesn't want that. She doesn't cultivate an environment of like girls attack each other and fight for my entertainment, like the way maybe some places would.
What,
yeah.
what advice would you give to a young lady who's thinking about doing something like this?
I would
Because what
say
you're doing is a very different
it's very different.
world than most of the girls that are doing.
I would say if you're gonna do it at a safe legal place if you can get to one. Make sure that you take care of your sexual health. Always, never compromise on that. And always keep yourself safe, because there are people out there that are looking to hurt women who are in vulnerable situations. But also, if you do it all the way and don't be ashamed of it, because I think that that's what keeps women in the industry for too long, is that they get ashamed of it. Their life doesn't look how they expected it to look, or they feel like they failed in some way. And then they're like, I'm a prostitute, so I'm gonna do all these bad things that are cast onto me, basically, you know, all these things that I thought about prostitution, and then it just like, it kind of destroys them. So just don't let it be like that. Like, if you're gonna do it with pride. Like, you, be grateful that you can do it, and like, you know, have a plan, save your money. That's what I would say.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Yes.
You painted a pretty rosy picture of your life.
It's not rosy. It's not rosy at all. But I don't have many regrets, though. I have a couple. But and I can't really say that they're regrets, because honestly, like, I'm very blessed for my life. Like, I love my life. I can't believe I'm here doing this interview right now. It's like kind of a weird dream come true for me. But I can say that, like, maybe my regret would be that I moved out of my granny's house a little too early. But I think that every kid did that, and I don't really think it would have made that much of a difference. But it just like kind of, once I moved out, she got like sick, because she had had cancer whenever I was like, when I dropped out of high school, I think. And like, I just like moved out too early, and I should have stayed with her for at least those next few months or whatever. And so I just trying to be too grown. That was like a regret of mine. And being mean to myself. Treating everybody else with so much kindness, and then just being so mean to myself and so hard on myself. Like, and I'm just like, why? I should have loved myself. You should always be your like own biggest fan and like your best supporter and advocate. And I didn't treat myself like that. So that's my regret.
Is female attractiveness a commodity?
Oh, I would say yes, definitely, because the way you get treated, for instance, when I gained weight, I was treated like a completely different person. My sex is like a survival skill for me, but not so much sex, like attractiveness is a survival skill for me, but I think it is kind of for everybody. It's like, it's a woman's natural resource if she doesn't have anything else, you know? She has attractiveness, and that's like how you're picked, is like, oh, like, am I gonna marry a rich man and like hope he'll take care of me? Well, if I'm pretty, then I can get a dude that's like rich, and you know, like, that's so normal. Or I can get a better job because I'm pretty, and like, it's a thing. Like, pretty privilege is a thing, and so yeah, the more attractive you are, the better opportunities you have. And
Yeah,
so
I struggle with this sometimes. I'll try to think that I don't operate that way.
yeah,
I'm above that.
everybody does.
But then,
I try not to be like that. I love people. I love all people.
yeah, I mean, I'm human.
Yeah,
And there's certain things that are more attractive to a man than others, and that's just.
very true. I feel myself a lot more now than like when I was bigger. Like, I didn't identify with that, and I missed being treated the way that I get treated, like, as I look now. Like,
You're
treated like,
happier
yeah,
with your physical appearance now.
I am.
than
But
when
I'm
you
also
were.
happy with like my mentality now too, because like I was pretty when I was younger. I didn't feel like I
And the
was.
mental health also shows itself physically.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you can look at you when you walk in the door, and you can tell that this is somebody who's happy and healthy.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, my whole life is not rosy. Like, I have problems just like anybody else. Probably a lot of the same problems that, like, you know, these women who work on Figueroa have, you know, to some extent, or I have at some point. Like, that's how I even got into it.
Have you ever had any really special clients who have really treated you nicely?
Yeah, honestly, they're all special. Like, I mean, I have, like, the most romantic loving, make me feel special experiences I've ever had were with clients. I had this one client, he was a sci-fi author, and he really helped me so much. He didn't even want to have sex either. We'd go on like picnics to the waterfall. This was like up at Bunny Ranch. We'd do out dates, and like he ended up like helping me move my cats across the country, all kind of stuff. And you know, I had this one client. He set up this picnic in the park for me.
You guys are softies.
Yeah, no, they're sweet. Like they're real sweet. And even like people that don't spend a lot of money, they're really special. They'll bring me like gift cards or like, you know, little sweet things, like, or they'll email me and be like, oh my God, you made such a difference in my life. Just like really appreciate me as a person. It helps me appreciate myself. But like, as far as like big spenders, I've had some. Like I've definitely had some like amazingly generous people, but I really want to get my wife for a week package, like someone to come in and book that, and that's like when you just book like the whole week. And it is expensive. It's like what would that be like? Yes, yeah, it'd be like six. No, it'd be like 5 figures. No, it'd be 6 figures. Yeah, it'd be 6 figures. So someone,
And
you know.
And you're their wife for a week.
Basically, yeah,
And
as much as I can be.
And then you're out the door.
Yeah, I mean, I still talk to them. I keep in touch with everybody that I see. Like, they're my real friends.
What advice would you give to a girl who doesn't have anything to do with sex, just a regular girl, a square?
Just in general?
Just in general, in terms of like self-esteem, self-worth as a female, attractiveness, all these things that we just kind of talked about.
I would say, let me think about that for just a second.
I mean, you seem to have learned a lot about this world, not just the sex world, but just also just
people
existing as a woman in today's society.
Yeah, I would say, you know, be yourself, and you know, always make sure that you don't do anything that's like out of character, because I think that that's the type of things that you have to feel guilty for. So it's like, don't do things that are like, and when I say out of character, I mean like, don't like, say someone does you something ugly, don't go and like get that dirt on your hands. Like, you know, protect your heart. Like that's the one thing that you have. Like, be pure, not as in like, oh, I don't have sex, I'm holier than everybody else. Not like, well, protect your sexual health, but also like really protect your heart, because like nobody can ever take that away from you if you have a beautiful heart. And that's 1,000,000 times more important than having a beautiful exterior. But I really think that it shines whenever you do. And that is a thing that matters as well, maybe more than anything else.
That's great.
So, yeah.
All right, Max Dream, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, D'Angelo.
Yes, sir.
D'Angelo, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. Raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. Came out this way after Hurricane Katrina, you know, so I'm basically West Coast.
And you're currently based in LA or Vegas?
No, Las Vegas, Nevada, but I've been back and forth from Los Angeles and Las Vegas since 2012, since I got out of prison. And because my other baby mom, she's from Swan, she's from out here, and I have another baby on the way with my new baby mom and stuff, so that's why I'm in California. Other than that, I'm Vegas bound.
And your new baby mama is Faith, who I interviewed a week or two ago.
Yes, man. I mean, yes, sir. Yeah.
And you're a gang member?
Yes, sir.
Which gang?
I'm from Westside Playboy Bloods, 1721 Curran Way.
So you're blood. And tell me about your family. You had both your parents when you were a kid?
No, sir. My mom, when she was born, when she was pregnant with me, she had lupus cancer, so she didn't have no strength in her legs and stuff, basically due to the drugs and stuff that she was doing. When she was pregnant with me, she had observed this cancer, so they told her that I wasn't ever going to be able to live or whatever, so they started giving her steroids and stuff, and she kept doing drugs and stuff. And when I was born in 1993 in New Orleans, she basically got the cancer took over her body more, and she started losing her cells, and hair started falling out. So as everybody else as a kid growing up, knowing their mother and their father, I had to go see my mother at a hospital from all the way up to 2001 when she passed. Like, I never seen my mom like regular like anybody else. Like, they'd go to the store. I always got to see my mom on the hospital bed, even to the day she died. So, and my father, I don't even know of him. I know of his name, but I don't know him. But he's of Chicago, a native out of Chicago, a GD. And, I don't know him. He ran out on my mother when she was pregnant, and pretty much I was just raised by the streets and stuff. Once my mom passed away in 2001, family took me only because it was a state check when she worked for the state before I was born. So when she passed, the family felt like only reason for me to be around was for they can accept this check. So it really wasn't no love. I was just there for a check, you know. So basically the streets raised me.
You joined the gang at what age?
I started gang banging like around 6 years old, sir.
6?
Yes, sir.
Oh. And you done prison time?
Yes, sir.
What kind of stuff got you in prison?
You said what kind of what
What would you do to get in prison?
And I was involved with one of my friends. He's just now getting released now. We had basically committed a act. It was a murder, but a conspiracy to murder. A friend of ours. We were young, you know, and through dumb stuff, I had stole a car, and we had seen the guy that he had shot my friend a few weeks ago and had shot his sister on the school bus. And me having a young mentality in ways and not thinking and just like thinking I'm young and turned and not giving a damn, I basically provoked my friend into, let's go hurt this guy. Like, he hurt your brother, like, so why you still got him walking type stuff. So I provoked him into like basically, how do you say the word? Like, when you, like, basically when you trying to get somebody to do something and they don't want to do it. Basically, yeah, that's basically what I did. He really didn't want to do it, but I was so amped up and angry at the situation. I'm like, yeah, you can go do this. Yes, sir. So we drove down a little street, dark street. We seen him walking on, and I told him to hop out and start shooting. He hopped out and started shooting, and the guy he died basically, you know. And they caught me later on, throughout like a few weeks later, through my friend, because he told on me, which he was supposed to, because it was wrong, you know, and all actually, you know, at the feeling like we think we gangsters and all that, but we all know right from wrong. Yeah, that was wrong. And I felt like I needed to be caught, and I got caught, you know, and I was 15 at the time and certified as an adult. In the state of Nevada, they have Nevada revised statutes, and that's NRS, so they have their own laws, so you can go to prison as a teenager in the state of Nevada. And I was released when I was 18, which was 2012, and came out here to California and been living both lifestyles, but I haven't been gangbanging no more or nothing, sir, after that life situation right there. I started off real young and stuff, like real young. And I'm 27 now.
How'd you meet Faith?
I met her basically off the website, man, on Facebook, man. You know, I usually don't even be clicking on my friend request thing, and I so happened to just clicked on the friend request. I said, you know, when you see the pretty white girl or something, it's fake, Facebook or something, you know. So I'm like, damn, let me go, I'm bored, you know, tripping with my baby mom anyway. Let me go ahead and click on this and see if it's real. I clicked on it, boom, she messaged me. I'm like, oh, this fake. This is why you want them Arabian people in other countries with fake Facebook accounts. So I'm like, damn. So I clicked on it, boom. I messaged her like, where are you? She like, I'm in California City. I'm like, whoa, I've been in California City before. Damn. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So we started connecting and talking over the phone first. Then she believed that I want to go come get her and come see her in person, which is the show you believe is Catfish you see on MTV. So I had to come show her what is real, you feel me? Access granted. I had to pull up. On the process of me getting to her, I had went to jail for my partner. He was speeding and rose me. I went to jail. She believed I flaked on her and all types of stuff. So she was believing like the show Catfish. He's not real, he's not coming. So I ended up getting out, coming back to LA County, getting on the train and actually getting a ride to California City. And that's when I actually met her. No, I actually met her. She was already gone out of California City. She was in Vegas waiting on me. And that's when I actually met her, when I went to Vegas. And that's when we met.
So Faith will do business in both Vegas and LA?
Abandoned it after the POC went down. These ruins are ancient,
your boyfriend,
tens of thousands of years old. They're powered by
you do what?
geothermal energy.
Oh man,
using
I hustle, man. I got a
sophisticated
hustler's heart. You
reactors.
understand, man. I'm from New Orleans, man. Like, we
know for
can't
sure
sit
that the bugs
around
aren't
broke, you know,
indigenous to
like
this
not
planet,
even
so
broke,
whoever
especially the
lived here
society, the world we live
because
in.
they ran into.
There's two reasons to come outside: make money and spend money. If you ain't doing that, ain't no reason for you to be breathing or coming outside. You're just a bad entity. And that's where us as a people need to surround ourselves around good, positive people that's willing to make money and spend money. We get ourselves caught up throughout the day around people that's not with none of that on their mind. It's just straight demonic stuff, you know? So we got to keep forward and keep our mind on a hustler's standpoint, you know, a heart like keeping money in our pocket, you know. Somebody needs something, help them, you know. Just having that godly spirit in us, you know. Because all of us are not perfect, you know. And we just got to have that good. We all know right from wrong. So that's my goal every day is, you know, is to make money and spend money. If it ain't that, I'll try to stay away from all them type of entities, get away from them. The motherfuckers is all bad people.
And you have a baby on the way.
Yeah, that'd be on the way. Another one. That's my fourth one, man. Fourth one, man.
Did you raise the other kids?
Did I raise other kids? Me personally, like how most people, I ain't never got the opportunity to raise none of my kids, like, because of the lifestyle I live. Like, this is my first time just settling down with women and actually having girlfriends and stuff. And 'cause I was really into the game style and into really taking the life and to really making the person not exist no more. Like, that's what my whole motto until I started learning and expanding my brain and realizing it's a point of life and not just taking other people's lives and listening to other people's situations and reacting off of their situations, you know? So,
Do you have regrets over some of the things you did?
Yes, I regret everything that I've done. Like, I pretty much, I learned the point in my life to where I started blaming a lot, but again, I learned to not blame and take the responsibility for my actions, you know? So whatever I do, I take responsibility of my actions now, but I used to do the self-pity me thing and feel sorry, feel sorry for me and all that. I don't have that in me no more. Like, I learned to take advantage of my own situations and take responsibility in my own actions, you know, and not blame others for nothing. I don't do crimes with other people. I don't do anything I ain't never told on nobody in that situation, but I've been told long before, but
How does karma play a role in your life?
it's big. It's big. Karma is a big thing, you know. Big one. She's a big. Like, you know, biggest bitch you know on the street, you know, like that's why I try to treat her as good as possible, you know, like the karma, she come out of nowhere. Her big ass just hop in the street, she hog up traffic, everything, you know, like, and I'm that taxi driver, you know, I'm not stopping. I'm that New York taxi driver. I can't stop. There's too much going on, too many people, you know, so I try to treat people how I want to be treated, you know, and try to keep a smile on my face, even though I have an evil look, you know, but God is good, you know.
And what's now that you're out of the gang life, and you have a child on the way, what do you see for your future?
Man, I see a lot, you know, like, I see my own business, you know. I just need to get this money right and start saving money, you know, like the society we live in, you gotta spend some type of money, but I need to learn myself to start putting like $100, $200 to the side, $300 to the side, and just put it in a sock or something, act like something wrong happened, act like it's some real money or something. I spend a lot of money. Wherever I go, I spend money. I don't hold on to money. I don't even like money. It's the root of all evil, so I spend it.
Are you working or do you have a job or anything?
I don't have a job right now, so I hustle, so. Which I have my ID now, and I'm in the process of trying to get my social and everything, but everybody got these family-owned businesses now due to Corona, and it shut down all the major corporations and stuff. So, I mean, all the small businesses, so the major corporations can come in and take over, you know. But again, it's just something I'm thinking about and doing. You know, I'm trying to start my own business, you know, once I settle down, which I am settled down, you know, to get my life on the right track, which it is. I just need to surround myself around more positive energy.